All right, everyone, we've got a very important question to answer today. And since it's Brian's birthday weekend, we're going straight for it. Brian, when you forgot your keys this morning, was that Parkinson's or are you just getting older?
Well, that depends. Which answer makes me look better?
None of them, absolutely none of them do.
Perfect then. Let's roll the intro.
In a world where the ground feels shaky and memory is optional, two men will rise, armed with microphones, dry humor, and a suspicious number of pill bottles. They'll face tremors, stiffness, and the ultimate challenge, recording a podcast without forgetting what they were talking about. This is where Parkinson's gets real. This is Life in Motion, the Parkinsons podcast. Rated P for please take your meds first. Now, grab your earbuds, unless you forgot where you put them. Then just turn the volume up because today's episode is ready to go. Now, here are Bryce and Brian.
Hey, everyone, welcome back to Life in Motion, the Parkinson podcast. I'm Bryce.
Hey, and I'm the birthday boy, technically speaking.
And today we're diving into a topic that every single person with Parkinson's jokes about at least once a week. And that is this Parkinson's or am I just getting older? And honestly, Brian, half the time the answer for me is yes.
Yeah, yes to both, yes to everything.
Exactly. That's exactly right. So let's talk about the real reason that this gets confusing. And you know what? Before we jump into this, just a big welcome to all our viewers. Thank you for tuning in with us today. Obviously, we're not live, which you know what, Brian, and as you kind of we teased at the beginning, it is Brian's birthday weekend. So we
It's a
gave him.
big one.
It is. It's a big one. It's when it's not every day you turn 80, is it?
I hope to.
Yeah, and you still got a ways to go to get there, but it's a big one. But see, we are so nice around Life in Motion, the Parkinson podcast, the whole crew, like I mean, our whole stage crew, our whole production crew, everybody. We just said, you know what, your birthday's one day a year. Let's give Brian the entire weekend off.
I
So
love it.
just so you know, just we all voted, and we was like, yeah, let's give Brian the because again, it's not every day that you turn 85.
Well, I'm getting older every second.
Anyway, Brian, big happy birthday. Hope you have a great time this weekend.
Appreciate it.
And you deserve some time to chill out. So enjoy it, my man.
Thank you.
And hopefully
Enjoy.
you'll remember it. Hopefully you'll remember it because again, when you're getting that old, your memory's not that great.
That birthday will be right beside my car keys.
Oh my gosh. Well, anyway, when we talk about, what am I doing? I got so excited about your birthday. So let's talk about the real reason. The real reason this gets confusing. See, Parkinson's and aging overlap everywhere, right? Slower movement, stiffness, fatigue, memory, all of it.
Absolutely. And people love to tell us, oh, that happens to everyone as they get older. Yeah, cool. But does everyone also freeze in the middle of a doorway and vibrate like a cell phone? Come on.
Exactly. My stiffness, isn't I got out of bed too fast, right? It's my hamstrings are holding me hostage.
No kidding. I stood up last week and I made a noise that I swear came from a 90-year-old man in a rocking chair. And I'm not 90, okay?
Brian, you're not 90, but that one actually might be old age. You never know. You just never
Fair,
know.
very, very fair.
you know, and you said something there that kind of resonated with me, and I don't know. I find sometimes people are trying to be like nice to us because every time, and there's certain people I don't want to say who they are because I know they watch the podcast, and it's not my wife, but there's certain people that every time, like if I get out of a chair and I wince, like that, kind of getting out, and I don't mean to, but I kind of wince. It's like, oh, your back's. Oh, you know what? My back's hurt every day now too. Like they always have this like don't worry about it. I deal with that too kind of thing, and they don't.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I don't know. How do you? Like, are you okay when people do that? How does that make you feel when they're kind of just saying me too?
Well, yeah. I get where they're coming from, but you don't need to have sympathy for me. My issue is my issue. If you don't have it, don't pretend and be happy.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't try to join the club, right? Like, because
Yeah,
we say this, and I say this a lot, right? And I say, welcome to the club that nobody has to join, right?
exactly.
Right. So stop trying to join my club. Like, I'm here. Like, this is my club. You don't you
Exactly.
don't you don't fit the rules. Like, you don't fit the criteria to be part of the club. And it's the one thing that that I'm in. So I feel bad. I guess I asked you that because for me personally, I feel bad for feeling kind of not mad at them, but sort of like, all right, fine, yeah, I get, like, they're always trying to compare that it's not so bad. Like, in other words, you're not so bad. It happens to me. You're not so bad. It happens to me. I don't know. Just a me
Yeah,
thing.
but they don't have all the other symptoms of Parkinson's
Yeah.
to stack on it, right?
Yeah. You almost feel like saying, if this was the only thing I dealt with, I'd be okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, you know what? And if how about you? Well, watching viewers, listening or watching or listening or watching, let us know in the comments. Does that happen to you often? What's the weirdest thing that somebody said? Oh, me too. And how do you deal with that? I'd love, again, let's make this. Let's start a conversation about this and see. It's going to help other people in there, but it'll also help other people to say, yeah, it's not just me. It's not just me. I'm not alone here. But let's actually, you know what, Brian? I think you and I get so carried away sometimes, more you than me, but we always, we have these tips and great things we want to tell people,
Yeah.
and then we run out of time. But I actually want to be helpful here for a second. So,
Okay.
all right, so let's talk about a few things that lean more towards Parkinson's than aging, right? That we actually can say lean that way. You know,
Love it.
for example, stiffness that doesn't loosen with movement, right?
Yeah,
Like,
you're frozen, right?
yeah, like and it doesn't, like, in other words, like, stretch it out. Like, oh, my back's sore, stretch it out. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Man, I could stretch till the cows come home and it's still stiff.
Well, they can play freezing tag. We're frozen. There's a difference.
That's true. Yeah,
One's
that's very
one's voluntary, one isn't.
exactly. That's the thing, right? This involuntary. Again, the club that we didn't want to join or didn't sign up for, but hey,
Yeah,
guess what? We were voluntold. Our bodies
exactly.
voluntold us, like, you're in the club.
Exactly.
And it's the same with my body. It's sort of like, do you ever have those days where I call it out? Like, I'm like, I call my hands out. Like, my body parts, they know who they are, and they know which one gets scolded. And it's so funny because when I'm really mad at my right hand, and I'm giving it the what for, my left hand kind of sinks by and kind of tries to hide in my pocket, like, it slowly, like, sinks away so it doesn't get in trouble. It's like a little kid running away so daddy doesn't get mad. But I mean,
Exactly.
but I keep saying to that, why are you volunteering for this? Why are you doing this? And it's like, we don't have a choice, right? It's just that thing. We just don't have a choice.
Love it.
But that stiffness. The other one that I think of a lot too, Brian, is that slower movement, right? The slower movement that feels like
Mhm.
hesitation, like the human loading screen. It's just like we never get
Exactly.
there ever.
Yeah. The old circle just going, 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 and you're still sitting in the chair.
Exactly. Exactly. Now, hey, does this ever happen to you, Brian? Um, do you ever get like that sudden onset fatigue, like, where it's just like you feel like you're just moving along at a good clip, like, you're not feeling bad, you're not feeling tired, but you're just having a regular day, and all of a sudden it's just like a blanket goes over your head. It's just like everything just and you're wiped.
Totally. Here's an example. I'm out in the yard. I'm getting this. I'm going to start a fire. I'm going to fire outside. So I start to get the kindling and I start putting the fire. By the time I scrunch the paper, put the kindling on, and I just want to get some half decent sized logs to make sure it takes off. But it's like when you try to talk and it's going very slowly. That's what my body does,
Yep.
right? And so I'll unfreeze, which means I wait till I can move. I'll sit in the chair and I'll just go, okay, we're going to take a break. And then,
Yeah.
Someone will come over. Why isn't the fire going? Well, if you want to light it, that'd be great.
Hey,
I'm
why are you
all
slacking
frozen
off,
over here.
dad or grandpa? Why are you slacking off? Like, you're just
Yeah,
sitting over there like a lump.
yeah, I call it fatigue. They call it lazy.
Exactly. You know what I call it? I'm like, you know what I say? Like, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna sit here until someone brings me my snacks. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
Um,
bring me a beverage while you're at it.
it's wild. Well, that actually happened last night. Now that you brought that up, Carmen and I, we were lying in bed, and I I was reading something. I can't remember what it was. I was reading something. She was doing something. All of a sudden, I hear she's like, because we're cool like this. What I'm about to say, like this is how cool the Perry household is. Okay, I hear her say, "Alexa, turn off Carmen's lamp." Did you
Did
hear
something
that?
happen there? I like that.
She's like, okay. And now Carmen's upstairs going, why is my lamp going off?
We've got
That's too
ghosts.
funny. That's so funny. But anyway, so I hear that and I'm like, and I looked at her and I'm like, what are you doing? Like I'm reading something. Like what just happened here? And she's like, you're talking like you're completely drunk. And I'm like, I am? And she's like, yeah. And so she says, you are so tired and you don't even realize it. But and so that's what happens. It's just quit talking like I
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
get it
yeah.
out. But I'll tell you something really funny. So on Sunday, no, sorry, on Friday, I was recording one of my podcasts on Friday, and um, on Friday, and this is how cool I am, and I don't know why this is sound worse than it is, but so we have a cleaning person that comes every Friday, and she's super nice, and I really love her, and she's great, and so she sometimes you might actually see her walk by. Sometimes like if I'm
I have
recording,
actually.
yeah, have you seen her? She tries to sneak by. I put little traps up here so you can't see her, but a
I
couple of
love it.
times I've caught her on camera, but it's quite funny. But anyway, on Friday, I hear this. I'm like it was like a tap on my shoulder, and I freaked out. Like I'm like like this, and she's like, and she's the quietest. She's very tall, but she's very quiet, and she's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, and I'm like, wait a minute, what the hell's going on here? Like I'm sitting here just like this. I have my headphones on, and I'm like, wait a minute, what's happening here? And she's like, oh, you were sleeping.
Oh,
And
geez.
I'm like, sleeping? What do you mean? And so this is what she said. I looked, so she explained to me, this is me on Friday afternoon.
And you took
And I
that to
don't
bed with
even
you.
know. I just went, I must have finished it.
Wow.
And and it just hit me. And I just went straight down like this.
Buddy, you
And,
got to
and
slow down.
well, see, there it is. So I had a very emotional week last week,
You did. You did.
in
Congrats.
process of slowing down. Right. And
Yeah.
and
You
so I
are.
think it finally all kind of it was
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
end of the
yeah.
week,
Yeah.
and I knew the week was over. And those times when you feel like it's over, but like my went like and
No
it went
kidding.
sleep. But I'm energized today. Like I feel so good this week, and I think
That's awesome.
it's if this is the start of what it's going to feel like to you know
Bring it on, right?
yeah. I mean, this is amazing. So anyway, I digress, Brian. I
All good.
digress.
I'll follow
Where
you as
were we?
best I can. I know where you are. I'm not telling you. You were going to tell me about your balance issues.
Oh, balance. Yeah, because we talked about the fatigue, right? And
Yeah,
then the balance during those tight turns or crowded spaces. Um,
absolutely. I know when I turn around too fast, my body goes or says to me, "You're on your own, buddy." Next thing I know, I'm on down on
that
one knee or on one cheek, or I've done some form of a tailspin.
that's Parkinson's for sure. Aging
Yeah,
would at least give you a warning, Brian. You'd have like the groan, and then you'd fall,
yeah,
do your thing.
yeah,
But
exactly.
but that to me that's totally Parkinson's. But not everything's Parkinson's, and I say that with love. But we are two men of a certain age. One of us is certainly
Speak
more
for
of a certain
yourself.
age.
Speak for yourself.
Exactly. I am. I absolutely am speaking for myself, Brian, because I think you probably you're probably more into this. And I'm just gonna let me make some guesses. Happy birthday, Brian! And here's some Brian birthday guesses. I'm gonna assume this about Brian, and you can tell me whether I'm right or wrong. You ready? I think Brian. Maybe I should bring Lori in. No, I think Brian. I think you make old man noises when you stand up.
Might answer that.
No, but I think you do. But okay, how about this one? How many times do you ever forget your glasses on top of your head?
No, because I have to have them in front of me to see where I'm going. So they're either on my face or I'm in bed.
Or you're blind, or you're sleeping. Yeah, sleeping
Exactly.
or see, lucky you. Now I've got my contacts on now that have the I can see up and down
Yes,
by
yes.
whatever they're called. But before that, I had my regular contacts and reading glasses. Carmen had a regular standing order from Costco every Friday for those 8 packs because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would eight a week. They were gone. I don't know
That's
where they went.
crazy.
I used to joke that there was some little monster that had glasses everywhere, but um, anyway, here's what I'm also going to think that if you're here's the thing is, Brian, and this is why this is my birthday, not a birthday wish, but this is like an on what do you call an homage to Brian today.
All right.
So because of what you're turning this weekend, you might not have needed this before, but definitely when you hit the birthday, when you have your party, it's usually right after you blow out the last candle,
Uh,
everything starts, right? So because of how old you are this weekend, you're going to need recovery time
oh yeah.
after literally everything.
Blow out the candle, 10-minute nap. Have some cake, 10-minute nap.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Brush your teeth in the morning like that. Oh,
20-minute nap.
I gotta hit the nap. Yeah, exactly.
Totally.
Where's Grandpa? He's just sitting on that corner in there again. You know what? That guy, he has lit the fire again.
Exactly. When I think of aging, you know what I think of?
What's that?
I think of favorite chairs. And
Oh,
it's really funny because here's the thing. When I walk into our living room to watch TV or just join the folks that are already in that room, whoever's sitting in my chair, they automatically apologize like they're trying to avoid the death penalty. And they can't get out of that chair
nice.
fast enough. I swear, when I was a kid, I saw my mom do that. I said I would never do anything like that when I got older. Now I say, bull to that. I'm doing it every day. Every day. They jump up. It's like they're going to salute me for crying out loud.
Now, do you give them this? Are you giving them the look then, at first when they first sat in your chair? If you could think back to, because I know right now there's one, and I'm gonna guess it's a son-in-law. I'm just throwing this out there
Yeah.
that likes to sit in that chair, and in there at the first time they did it, and I'm just guessing now, complete guess. You must have given them a look like, what the hell, or who the hell do you think you are?
Absolutely the hairy eyeball. And you only have to do that once, and it sinks in. But
That's what I was thinking.
Actually, the worst. There's 3 people that do it the most. It's my
Yeah.
daughter and her 2 kids.
Oh, you're throwing them right out. You're throwing them right on the bus right now.
I don't care. I don't care if you're a baby in diapers. Get in my chair.
They're going to be driving on the freeway, Brian, and they're in their heads. I'm going to tell you the three. Who was it again? Tell me who they were again.
My daughter and her 2 kids, Landon and Rose.
Oh, from one family, like the one you just threw it, just the daughter and their 2 kids,
Yeah.
right? Not the other 2 daughters.
And don't let the door
Not
hit
the
you on
other
the
kids.
way out.
You just took them all. And Landon's one of them. Is Landon one of them?
Oh yeah, they all do the same thing. They
Landon
jump up
sits
and
in Grandpa's
salute.
chair.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to say this. This is my defense of Landon. See what you don't understand. Here's Landon. Landon's like, Grandpa's had a hard day today because he's around the schoolyard and he's like telling everybody, he's like, my grandfather is an influencer in social media, right? So he's pumping you up all day long. He comes home. He's not the one that looks at you and says, "Where's the fire?" He's the one that says, "Oh, my grand." Does he call you grandpa or what are you called?
Grandpa.
Okay, my grandpa. Oh, he's had a long day. He's an influencer. Like he's trying to keep up with the 18-year-olds. And he's over there having a heart. He's not thinking, he's not the one thinking, turn the fire on. He's the one thinking, like, if he doesn't see you there, he's like, I'm going to go sit in Grandpa's chair and warm it up for him.
He's saving it for me.
Yeah, he's warming you up so that you don't have to sit in a cold seat. That's Landon.
Right. He's my buddy.
That's the Landon I know.
Yeah, you're spot on.
Now, let's get back to the daughter, though. So this daughter that we're talking about, so what happens if she's listening to this or watching it, listening to it, when you first said there was 3 people, she didn't think of herself. She thought of somebody else immediately.
She didn't even think of anybody in her family, probably.
Yeah, she's thinking it's like Charlie from down the street who visits once in a while for coffee. And she's like, that damn Charlie. Okay, so what's your daughter's name? The one that we're talking about?
Megan.
Megan. Jeez, Megan. So is it possible that Megan is as well? Because she's the one she birthed Landon. Like she's Landon's mother, correct?
Yeah.
So maybe maybe she's warming it up too, Dad.
They probably all are. I don't actually do anything. Half the time I say, stay where you are.
Or maybe you've carved such a comfortable spot in that, like it's just worn into this beautiful.
I do look comfortable. I gotta admit. I look good in that chair.
Yeah. Well, anyway, they're envious of you. So I don't have one of those chairs. I wish I had one of those chairs. You know why I don't? You know why I don't have one of those chairs, Brian?
Why?
I'm just not that old.
There you go. Now that you're retired, buddy, let's just keep an eye on these things.
Yeah, that's so true. I am retired. I'm retired. That's old enough. If I'm old enough to retire, I guess I'm old enough.
You are a young senior citizen.
Oh, can you believe it?
Yeah.
Can you? Hey, you know what? In the comments, Team Bryce, if you do, I look my age? Do I look old enough to retire? And
Dude,
just
you look older than me.
lie. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Just lie. Just say Bryce looks so young. Like you look way too young to retire. Just if I can go back and look at them on these really bad days. I can say, they're so nice to me. Yeah. You know what? I feel. I'll be honest. My brain, not my Parkinson brain, but my regular brain, the brain that can kind of pull in through around there and get through the Parkinson's crap.
Yeah.
It's no way feels old enough to retire. You know what I mean?
True.
Like,
I hear you on that. I actually agree 100%.
right?
I don't feel my age. Well, I shouldn't say I don't feel it. I don't act it. But I don't. If you said my name or just my age, I would think of somebody else. I wouldn't think of myself because I'm not that old.
Exactly.
Until I go to get out of a chair or get out of bed.
Oh my gosh. So here's the thing. I think that if I could go into my cartoon world here for just a minute, okay? I go into my cartoon world, and I think that if my brain could come out of my head, it would beat the living shit out of my feet and my hands.
Yes.
I think my brain is so pissed at my body. You know what I mean? Like, because my
That's
brain's
true.
like trying, and then the body's turning around going, brain, what are you talking about? You just don't have the power. Like you're the one who's missing the stuff to tell us. Like, it's like they're deaf and the brain can barely talk anymore. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I do.
right? And
The relationship there is over. It's over.
it's gone. It's long gone. And I think they would just beat the crap. Like they would try to beat the crap out of each other. I know they would because, again, it just doesn't make sense. But why did I even bring that up? There was actually I was going somewhere quite funny.
Cannot be there. That's with your brain.
You can't bring me down. Now, is that old age, Brian? Is that old age that I can't?
That was definitely old age, but
I get lost in my own stories. You know what I find? Okay, let me ask you this one. When I was younger, and when I was younger, I used to look at people my age today and think, "Oh my God, they're old, right? Oh,
they were wearing those silly trousers back in the day. Like they weren't wearing jeans and a Mickey Mouse t-shirt. Like
no, never, ever.
I never saw my dad in jeans till he was like in his 50s.
I'm the same way. My dad I only saw it on the weekends sometimes when he would work. Like he would be out in the yard or something. He'd put on these old jeans. Like they were like so old. I don't even know, where they were from.
Remember the polyester pants back in the day? Like you drop a match too close to those, you were naked in a heartbeat.
My grandpa, who I loved to death. I mean, I just loved him so much. He used to wear like these garter belts for socks.
Yeah.
You said that like you know it. Have you ever tried those before?
No, I saw it on my grandpa when I was like 8. It scarred me for life.
Right,
I've
me
worn
too.
socks since.
I'm like, what are those? Like, why are you wearing that? Like, I didn't know what it was.
Buy better socks.
You can't keep your socks up.
Right.
But my grandfather there's no way if he would. I mean, he wouldn't spend money on socks.
My grandpa would just say, nobody tells me to pull my socks up.
Hey, that was a very good one, Brian. I like that.
I got a million of them.
Oh, jeez. That got me so going there. I almost knocked my microphone right off.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah. No, and that's funny. And I think that's the thing that you look at today. And I think that's why it's so difficult for all of us. So not only is it difficult I think one of the reasons why it's difficult for us to decide whether it's old age or Parkinson's is because we don't want to get old, number one, right? So, and when we feel young, like I just said, our brain feels young.
Yeah.
My brain's kind of going like, why is that ache there? It can't be there. Like, it's got to be Parkinson's. It's not old age. Like, I'm almost like resisting it, fighting it off as I go.
You know what? I got an answer you're going to like. You know when it's old age?
Huh.
It's old age when you get a check from the government.
Oh,
you're not getting a check. You're not getting a check. You're not old.
Yeah, that's true.
By the end of this next month, will be getting a check on it every month from the government. I'm
Wow.
old. There's
Now
the
you're old.
difference.
You can
That's the
feel it.
difference.
You're right. And you, Brian, I can even say you're really old because, it's probably not even, you won't even get a check anymore. It just goes right in your bank, right? Or do you still get an old school
Yeah,
check?
no, it's automatically deposited. Exactly.
There you go. So you're not that old. You're okay. My mother is fighting the checks. Okay, so my mom said the other day, she's kind of like, oh, I got to go to the bank and get some checks. And I said, checks? Like a
What?
check for what? Like, what are you going to get a check for? Right? And she's like, well, I pay my taxes with my check. And I'm like, Mom, you realize you're not going to be able to do that much longer. Like, it's just not. And she's like, I am not going to give anybody my bank account number all
Good
over
for
the
her.
phone, or like she's resisting it. She's totally resisting it. So
I like
I
it.
think that's old though. That could be old.
It's just set in your ways. Let's be nice to your mom.
Yeah, I guess you're probably right. You're probably right. How
All
about
right.
this?
I don't know where we are now.
I got another question for you, Brian.
All
Do you
right.
now this I don't know if this is old age, but like so have you ever slept like you have that I don't know, people call it different things like a flare up, or um I'm trying to always figure out. Whoa, was that? Holy moly! Trying to figure out if this is old age or Parkinson's, and maybe you can answer this for me because you
Okay.
did so well on the last one. You're just knocking these out. You knocked it right out. So, I always blame it on like if I wake up in the morning and I'm like something stiff, and it's like I call it a flare up, like an old sports
Yeah, I get it.
injury, but it's and I'm like, oh man, I must have been lying in the same position the whole night, and now my arm's going to be sore.
Yeah, I've been
That
there.
type of thing, right? Is that just old age? Does everybody go through that, or is that a Parkinson's?
I'm gonna say that's old age. It can be not old age too. You could
Yeah,
be in your 30s and sleep wrong,
yeah, that's true. That's a
right?
good point. That's a really good point.
That's just human.
That's just a being a human. Isn't that
Yeah,
nice? That'd be human. I think you're right, and that's a different kind of stiffness, right? Like we talked about earlier, like
exactly.
those ones like slept on the wrong way, take a couple Tylenol or go do a little pickleball or something, and work it out.
Yeah,
It'll be good, right? It goes away.
exactly.
I know when mine's not Parkinson's, or sorry, when it is the reason I know it's Parkinson's
Right.
most and what it is because the nights I don't sleep and stay up all night, it's stiff. It's
Mm,
stiff too. It's like I don't stay
exactly.
the same. Oh well. Yeah. So those nagging things. So that one time I thought my Parkinson's was flaring up, but no, I just slept in this weird position, and my neck stayed to protest. But then I
Exactly.
realized, right, and then I realized it just went away, so it wasn't it.
Yeah, you know what?
Uh,
I've been blaming aging for weeks now, but as it turns out, when I saw my neurologist there a couple of weeks ago, he said, no, that's Parkinson's. So how do you know? Like, I'm just going to say it's 50-50. I'll just, every other answer will be aging or Parkinson's.
You're so right. And you know what? And that's why it's so confusing, right? Both things can cause the exact same feeling.
Exactly.
But I guess, at the end of the day, Brian, who cares? I guess.
Yeah, it hurts regardless. I'm
Yeah, it
tired
hurt. Yeah,
regardless.
it doesn't matter, right? It's
Yeah.
it's it's crazy. And I
Okay, that's
don't
our
know.
show.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you very much. It's been great. No, hey, I'll tell you what. Since this episode is airing on Brian's birthday weekend, I think we should give him a gift, though.
Right. I hope it's money.
No, 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 no. Even better.
Ooh,
For the next week, anything that goes wrong, Brian, right?
yeah,
Anything,
yeah.
old age. Anything that goes right, Parkinson's.
I'll take it.
You
That's
take the
beautiful.
week, right? Everything. It's like old age. Like I can't hear you. It's old age. My ears. I'm
Yeah.
I'm 85. Like what do you think? Like anything you trip, it's rebound, everything. And then wouldn't that be cool? Parkinson's loves the attention, right? So if we give it like the coots for everything, like hey, that
Yeah.
was my Parkinson's. Maybe do that. I think maybe we might have a good week. Could be.
I mean, yeah, I'm taking advantage of that. Thank you.
Well, on that note, speaking of
Yes.
birthdays, I think it's time
For
for a special edition, a special birthday edition. You ready for this?
I am.
Get ready for the only game show where the stakes are low, but the side eyes are high. It's time for Shakey or Fakey, the game where one fact is true, one is totally made up, and Bryce and Brian pretend they studied. Will they nail the neuroscience or flunk the funk? Play along in the comments and see if you can beat the bros. Let the shaky showdown begin.
All right. Well, listen. Right off the bat, old man. Let me tell you this. Just because I'm feeling sorry for your birthday, because you're getting so another year older now.
Sure.
I think I took it easy on you this weekend. This week, I really did. This is my present to you. I'm going to be like
Well, I
5 for 5 all day long. All right. Okay. Yeah.
that.
All right, now if you're playing along with us, play or don't if you play along with us, play along with us and have some fun with this. In the
Absolutely.
comments, you just put a 1 and an F for Fakey and or 1 and an S for Shaky, and then give your total at the end, right? So just kind of throw it all the totals, just so we know, because we go through the comments. We'd love to see how people interacted and reacted to things,
Totally.
and you know what, yeah. So there you go. All right. Well, here we go. Brian, question number 1 on the special edition of birthday boy Shaky Fakey is this. Scientists in Italy once published a paper claiming that dopamine levels spike temporarily on your birthday, even in people with Parkinson's. Oh, look at this, Brian. No wonder you're so happy today.
You know what?
Yeah.
So
I know what you're going to say too.
Dopamine is like the happy drug, I call it. The happy
It is. It
happy
is.
thoughts help it. It's like it is like Popeye's spinach. Dopamine is
That's
for your
top
brain.
on spinach. Yes, I like that. That's very good, actually.
I'm gonna go. No, I know what I'm gonna go Shaky because I'm breaking all the rules.
You're going Shaky. I knew it. I knew it. As soon as I said it, and you got a smile on your face, and I'm like, he's going Shaky. He's going to go Shaky. Well, birthday boy,
Here we go.
I hate to tell you this. Totally made up. Now,
I thought it was.
now, just I'm going to play Brian here for a second. Just because, particularly, maybe it wasn't in Italy. Maybe it was just in Romania or something.
Yeah.
But it was Fakey. Totally made up. Don't know if there's ever been such a thing. But I would.
That was one of those ones I wanted it to be Shaky versus it was Shaky or Fakey.
I'm going to say this. This is what I think, Brian. I think it's totally Shaky. I think it's totally true, but I think it's true that
Yes.
that the dopamine does that and you feel better and it gets the spikes on your birthday.
Yep.
Right? As long as you're happy about what you're turning. Maybe some people are actually depressed. They actually say some birthdays are for people that can be very depressing,
No.
feeling older. But for those of us that love it and are okay with where we're at our age, I swear it does. I would just say that I bet you no one's ever studied it. That's the only difference. That's what I'm thinking.
I agree.
Do you think so? I think so.
Yep.
I actually. Okay. All right. So
I'm happy to be aging because it beats the alternative.
Yeah, I'm going to say that. Like, I know for me, totally, man. I would be like, I'm all over it. I'm thinking like, yeah, I'm going to be happy. I'm excited. I'll be smiling a lot.
So one day everybody's nice to you, right? Everybody.
Brian, you know what? It's so funny. I watched. I was talking earlier. No, you know what? Let's get back to the game. We'll save that for later.
Yep.
All right. Question number 2, everybody. Brian's 0 for 1. So I'm sure there's some 1 for 1s out there. But here we go. Question number 2. A neurologist at the University of Sydney reported a patient who had an on episode every year, only on his birthday. And at that exact time, he was born, and no one could explain it. Oh. So he had this unexplained. So let me read it to you. A neurologist.
There's a few avenues on this one.
I know. There's like all these twists and turns. It was like I was twisting. I'm like, oh, wait a second. There's more, right? Hold on. And there's more. A neurologist at the University of Sydney reported a patient who had an on episode, on is in like capital letters, like a really on, on every single year, only on his birthday at the exact time that he was born. And it was totally unexplainable. And I'm going to throw that one up as a Shaky or a Fakey. And so again, in the comments, question number 2, is it Shaky or Fakey? And Mr. Birthday Boy?
Well, there's no University of Australia. No, I'm kidding.
I was thinking that. Wouldn't that be the first one? That'd be so funny. It's like a completely true answer. I just change it around and then it'd be like, Brian, I got you. There's no University of Sydney.
I'm going Fakey anyways.
You're going Fakey? You're absolutely right. That was Fakey. Totally made up. Totally. I realized as I started reading it, Brian, how squirrely bad I'd done on it because there was too many little twists and turns. And I was like...
Yeah, there was. And you didn't dot your I's, so that means no.
Yeah, I'm like, Bryce, what the heck? I mean, I was doing these at late at night. And I'm going... he only has one on period all year long on his birthday
At
at
the
the time he's born.
exact time he was born.
At the exact time he's born.
That was the tipping point for me.
Yeah, like that's 364 days and 23 hours of hell.
Yeah, he's losing brain signals, not gaining them.
Oh my God, that's right, exactly. Oh, that'd be
Just-
awful. It'd be
All right.
awful.
I'm 1 for 1. I'm feeling better. Or
You're one for two.
Pardon me.
Nice try there, big guy. Nice try there, BB.
That was misspoken.
Mr. Birthday Boy. Nice try, birthday boy. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Brian, you're 1 for 2. And this is question number 3. You know what you say about question 3s.
Yeah. Turning point.
I swear every year on my birthday. So just you can tell where this is going. This is a comment
Okay.
from one of our viewers. Is it a comment from one of our viewers, or did Bryce
not.
make it up? Is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I swear every year on my birthday, my dystonia kicks in right after people start singing happy birthday. My neurologist says it's just a coincidence, but it happens every single year. Okay, so this is a real comment from a viewer. Again, it says, I swear every year on my birthday, my dystonia kicks in right when people start singing happy birthday. My neurologist says it's just a coincidence, but it happens every single year. What do you figure, Tigger? Is that
I
a
really want to
comment?
say Fakey on this, but I'm going to go Shakey.
You really want to say Fakey.
Yeah.
But, I know you want to say Fakey. Or Fakey, right? But I think you're saying Shaky because of the ending. I think when I read that back, my neurologist says it's just a coincidence, but it happens every single year. That's what got you right there.
Yeah.
You're like, that has to be true. He's reaching out. He or she.
That's
Right,
actually
like
made,
health,
that's what made me think it's probably Fakey, and I'm probably wrong here. But you know what? I've been wrong before.
And yes, you're right. You have been wrong before. And yes, that was wrong. That was totally fakey. That was made up. But I knew
See?
it was going to get you. I knew it was the last line. I wrote that last line 3 times. I kept saying, like, I asked my neurologist about it, and my neurologist said it was a coincidence. I'm like, no, I can't do it twice. It has to sound like a comment. So, because you tell him, again, you think you study for this thing? Okay, you study up. I work on the Bryce. I look in a mirror and I'm like, okay, if I say it like this, does it sound like Bryce? I'm trying to sound not like Bryce because you gave me the heads up. So anyway, there we go. 1 for 3, a birthday boy.
Not feeling good. Not feeling good.
Birthday to you.
Oh, I hate that song. No.
Yeah, you know what I'm doing, Brian? I'm trying to give you I'm trying to pull you down because I don't want you to have so much fun on Shaky Fakey that your birthday's going to be a downer. It'll be like
I always have fun on Shaky or Fakey. It doesn't matter the score.
Yeah, I mean, what competes, right?
You either win or get a good lesson. Bring the lesson on. I'm all right.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay, I've got a really good one for you. You ready?
Hit me.
Question number 4, Brian. A Swedish study once tracked the average age of diagnosis for 450 patients, okay, and found that more people were diagnosed during their birthday month than any other month.
Yeah, I like it. That's true. That's Shaky.
Whoa, you're jumping right on that one.
Yeah.
Like right there. Like boom.
Yeah.
Why you did okay, all right.
It hit me. No, you said go with your gut.
Yeah, you're just like boom. Just like you knew it, your gut. That's a shit. Okay. So let me read just for the people out there, because I know someone's going like, what?
What did he say?
A Swedish study once tracked the average age of diagnosis for 450 patients and found that more people were diagnosed during their birthday month than any other month. And
so let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Sorry to cut you off. Here's why I said that. In all truth, my birthday is December the 3rd. I was diagnosed on December the 5th. So I'm proof.
Brian, my birthday is September the 24th. And my Parkinson's birthday is September the 25th.
There you go.
And I never thought of that till like ding.
Me either. That's why I cut you off. Sorry about that.
Oh my God. No, don't be sorry. That's great. I mean, we were both diagnosed in our birthday months.
It has to be true. Otherwise,
that's insanity. It's insanity. But let me tell you this. It's completely shaky. It's true.
Yes, baby.
It's absolutely true. And this one is actually based on this real it's real. A small Swedish registry study did show a slight increase in diagnosis clustered around birthday months. Weird, but true. Huh?
Love it.
Who knew?
That's the best question in all of Shakey or Fakey that we've had.
You like that one? Yeah, that's isn't
Oh, I
that, that's
like it because of the proof. We both
Yeah.
had it in our birthday month.
right there. And we had no and I didn't even when I did this, I never even thought of that from me, right? Like I was
I
just like,
didn't either when I blurted that out, but then I had to cut you off because I'd forgotten yours was the same month.
yeah, it's
I knew
crazy because
mine
I was
was.
that's right. And it was so funny because I was just saying, hey, it's my birthday. That was like 2 months ago, like or a month ago, like whatever,
I
September 20.
remember.
Oh, weird. How about oh my god? How about in the comments? Anybody else diagnosed in their birthday month?
I would love to see how many
Yeah,
we
let's
got.
see that. Right, diagnosed in your
Please,
birthday
for
month.
Brian and Bryce, do it one
Yes.
favor. Just answer that one. I'm really curious.
There you go. And you know what? And if you and if this and if whether you were diagnosed in your birthday year or not, if that surprised you, right? Surprised you,
Yeah.
it's like who knew? Who
Yeah.
knew?
I love it. All right, we're on 5, and I'm 2 for 4.
My God, 2 for 4. Who knew, Brian? I did that today. I was talking on the one podcast about bananas, and I said, who knew?
Dude, that's through. Not to get off track, but that banana thing, and we have to talk offline.
Wild,
Really
right?
upset. Yeah,
Potassium.
I get the grapefruit one because I can't eat grapefruit since my heart surgery because of
Yeah.
medicine. I didn't know the banana one with Parkinson's.
Oh
Anyhow,
my
but
God, yeah.
don't get me on that. Well, that'll be a talk about for later. But
I'll tell you, potassium. It does it, and I didn't know. You know, that's so funny. So I said, if you didn't know that, say who knew, because I don't know. Sometimes when I'm
Exactly.
saying these things, I'm thinking, am I the only one? Everybody's like, of course,
Well,
of course,
exactly.
Bryce. But all of a sudden, I'm watching it. Who knew? Who knew? Who knew? I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, who knew? All right,
all right,
so all
number
right, here we
5.
go. All right, so 1 for 5.
I am 2 for 4, and we're on number 5.
Sorry, okay, okay. I was gonna say, Brian, you're
I
wrong.
know where we are. It's okay.
All right, here we go. Question number 5.
Okay.
Okay, Brian,
Yep, I'm
this is
ready.
it. This is it. There is an actual recorded case of someone's tremor helping them win a birthday party game involving shaking a present to guess what was inside. So let me read that to you one more time. there, there, there is actually a recorded. There is an actual recorded case of someone's tremor helping them win a birthday party game that involves shaking a present to guess what was inside. Is that Shakey or Fakey?
I'm gonna
The
go.
birth-
I'm going F.
You're going Fakey on that one?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm so sorry to tell you that, Brian.
I knew it's true, right? Because my gut said true.
It's true. It's there's a real case
I
of
love it.
someone's tremor helping them win a game where you shake a box to guess the gift. And it appeared as a clinical antidote in a 2017 movement disorder conference abstract.
Love it.
What?
I
Can
like
you believe
it.
that?
It's awesome. I got it wrong, and it's perfect.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the game was. It's quite interesting to think about. We could play a game to see I guess, yeah, you know what? I guess if you're trying to hold something in terms, see, but the difference for me is, for me personally, and I don't know if it's just a me thing, but like when I got some tremor happening, is if I grab something and hold on to it, it slows down,
Yeah. Exactly.
right? It slows down. So if I was someone handed me the present, and I grabbed it, it would probably feel better.
Yeah.
Like it would go away by itself. Well,
All right.
Brian, I guess you know what we.
It was a good weekend.
Hey, what?
I'm 2 for 5. It was good. I'm okay with that.
Okay, yeah, I am too. Are you good with that?
I love question 4. I just love it.
You're still. I think you know what, Brian. I think I won just because of that question 4.
You know what? I think that deserves a. You know what? The Bryce
No
is right.
way!
The Bryce is right for number 4.
Bam!
Come on! There was a mic drop, and the price is right.
To you, big fella.
I have been waiting all episode for that. Thank you, my man. I appreciate that. I love that thing.
That deserved a Bryce is right.
Well, I love it. I love it so much. Well, you know what, Brian? Shaky Fakey has become one of the most popular things we do on this show, and it is by all rights. I think it is and it does. But there is something else we do on this show. that is becoming the rage. It's all the talk. It's all the talk. It's all the talk. It's all the talk.
Step right up, the latest news. Parkinson's breakthroughs now in view. Expertly Parkinson's news for you. Research updates, gene therapy hoping to air. Only at Expertly Parkinson's news. Now get ready. Here he is, Brian Campen. Tune in now. Progress in our site, Expertly Parkinson's news. Right.
Excellent. Thank you for that. It's the song that keeps on going. I got a couple of updates, articles for us today. The first one is deep brain stimulation helps people with Parkinson's for years. So a new study shows that deep brain stimulation can help people with Parkinson's for a long time. This treatment can make their movement problems better and reduce the need for medicines. So what is deep brain stimulation? Just as a reminder, in DBS, doctors put tiny wires called electrodes into a specific part of the brain. These wires send small electrical signals that control abnormal brain activity that causes Parkinson's symptoms like shaking, stiff muscles, etc. The signals can be changed over time to keep working well. So how well does it work? Scientists studied people with Parkinson's for 5 years after they got DBS. They found that most people still had big improvements in their movements even after 5 years. For the treatment, the average patient had a score of 42 on a test that measures how bad their symptoms are. After 1 year of DBS, the score improved by 51%, going down to 21. After 5 years, the score was 27, which is still a lot better than before. This means their movement stayed better even as the disease slowly progresses. So people also found it easier to do daily activities like walking or dressing. The score for daily tasks went down by 41% the first year and stayed better even after 5 years. Many patients also had less of a problem called dyskinesia, which makes involuntary movements like jerking. These troublesome movements decreased by 70 to 75% over 5 years with DBS. People needed less medicine after DBS as well, and they cut their medication doses by 28% in the first year. And this lower amount stayed steady over 5 years. This helps limit side effects caused by taking too much medicine. So is DBS safe? The study showed that DBS is safe for most people. Some had infections, but no deaths were caused by the treatment. So the researchers say that DBS isn't just a last hope anymore. It works really well when used during the middle stages of Parkinson's, making it a better life for people long term. This study shows that deep brain stimulation can be a powerful, lasting help for many people with Parkinson's. So in closing, while DBS can't help you remember where you left your phone or why you walked into the kitchen, it can help keep Parkinson's symptoms in check for years. And honestly, at this point, I'll take a technology that helps my body run more smoothly than my toaster. The next one I have is a company called New Health raises money to help doctors monitor Parkinson's with smartphones. So New Health, a company that makes smartphone app, has raised $5.6 million to grow its tool that helps doctors watch how people with Parkinson's are doing. The company's app can check things like movement, speech, and thinking all through a phone. One feature, a tremor checker, has been approved by the FDA for adults with mild to moderate Parkinson's. This means it's safe and ready to use for some patients. The new money brings that total to $11.2 million. The company plans to use this to make its app available to more clinics, show more data about how well it works, and develop new ways to watch for dementia, brain disease, which is often linked with Parkinson's. Why is it important? Parkinson's happens when certain brain cells that make a chemical called dopamine start to die. This causes problems like shaking, trouble balancing, walking, as well as thinking and speaking. Usually people with Parkinson's see their doctor only a few times a year. This makes it hard for doctors to see how the disease is really affecting them day to day. This app makes tracking symptoms easier by using sensors in smartphones. It can measure how much a person shakes, how they speak, walk, react, and think. The app uses smart computer programs that turn signals into useful information. This helps catch the signs of the disease getting worse sooner so doctors can act faster. What the study shows with research found that The app's measurements matched what doctors see during visits. It could also predict problems like falling or faster disease progression up to 18 months before that happens. What? I said, that's crazy. How does this help people? Doctors get better, clearer info about how patients are doing without extra work. Many patients had their medicines changed based on the app, and most could get faster care. Patients said they felt more confident and independent because they understood their condition better. No kidding. Big results. In the UK, the app helped reduce emergency visits and made Parkinson's care more planned and less reactive. It was funded from several big groups, including Oxford Science Enterprises and Cedars Sinai, which support new health tech ideas. So why is this exciting? Well, this company's app turns everyday phone use into a tool that can help doctors understand and treat Parkinson's better. It can help improve the quality of care and save money for hospitals and health plans. So in closing, if this app can really predict problems 18 months in advance, I'm hoping the next version will tell me where I left my keys, why is the dog staring at me, and when my family was finally going to stop adjusting the thermostat. This was Expertly News. Keep moving, keep laughing, and keep those notifications positive. That's what was news for this week. Bryce, I turn it back to you. But that last one with that phone app is still blowing me away.
That's wild, man. 18 months in advance, and that's crazy if you think about it.
No kidding.
Huh. Wow. That's here's the thing. So the phone, tracks my steps, right? Right now, it tracks my
Exactly.
steps. It does all this thing, and it was so funny because there was one. I don't know when it was. I think it was around last Christmas, and Carmen took my phone by accident for the day, right? So she had my phone, I had hers,
Oh,
and
wow.
yeah, and the next day, and the next day, I had this notification pop up and said, "You're walking more than normal. Or, you've walked way more longer than you normally have." And I'm going, "Honey, you should just take my phone all the time because
You know what, Bryce? That's the day you return most of my calls.
there you go, exactly."
I just thought
Oh
you
man,
had a sore throat and your voice changed.
oh, that's right. It's like, sorry, sorry about that. It's it's okay. So again, I'm retired now, right? So but it's my, I don't consider I don't feel like it started yet. Like, so it's sort of like the day came and I've done it, I done my thing, and but I'll tell you, and I said it earlier, like my phone, I said in the last episode we were talking about something. I said, well, my ringer was off, like, so it doesn't help to phone my phone.
Right.
But I don't know. The last few days, I'm kind of like, I should turn my ringer on, I guess, because I'm
I never turn mine off.
kind of lonely. Like there's no one
You want to know
calling.
when you know you're retired?
Well,
When you get up every morning and you think it's Saturday, you're retired.
hey, what day is it today? What day is it today? See. Here's the thing, though. I'll never feel that way because I'll know when I wake up on Sundays and I know I get to hang out with you. I know it's not Saturday, so I will never get there. There you go.
So use this then, maybe. There's a difference when you're retired between a vacation and a trip. A trip is when you go with the family. A vacation is when you go with your spouse.
Ooh, ooh, wow. Vacation. Say it one more time. Trip is when you go with your.
A trip is when you go with your family. A vacation is when you go with your wife
Wow.
or significant other
I want to go on vacation.
or your best friend or your co-host. You can, whatever.
Well, there you go. You want to go? You're going to hang out with me in Mexico? We'll go hang out on the beach.
Dude, Mexico would never be the same.
Oh, could you imagine? We'd rip it.
Parkinson's times 2.
Oh,
You could be shaky, I'll be fakey.
yeah, exactly. We should get shirts like mine will have an arrow. I'm with Fakey.
Exactly. I bet you would get a lot of questions.
Maybe we should get that for the World Parkinson's. If we go to the World Parkinson Convention, like I'll be like, I'll be like, I'm with.
We are doing that.
I'm with
It's part of
Fakey.
part of our DNA, right? We are definitely doing that.
Yours is going to say, does anybody know where Shakey is? Because I'll be, that's good. We should do that. Shaky and
We're doing
Fakey.
it.
We should. All right. I think we should absolutely do that.
I love it.
Well, listen,
Anyhow,
you know what? If you've ever, so again, how in the comments, would that be cool? Would that be if Brian actually, let's ask this in the comments.
okay.
If Brian and I were going to wear t-shirts and mine said, hey, I'm with an arrow, and his was like, I'm with whatever, who should be Shaky and who should be Fakey?
I like that.
Ooh, how about that one?
We'll get a better answer from the audience.
Yeah, I know, because, yeah, I know. And
We
well,
will.
anyway, So let's do it. Put that in the comments. Let us know who's Shaky, who's Fakey. You know, we'll put that up in the inner circle too. We're going to put it up there. Hey, who's Shaky, who's Fakey? And then we'll get some shirts made. All right. So, but here to talk about again today, if you've ever asked yourself, is this Parkinson's or is it just aging? You know what? You're not alone because we're all guessing half the time, Brian, aren't we?
Oh yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
totally.
The real answer is probably a little of both.
You're absolutely right. You're 100% right.
Right.
Well, thank you. You know what? Thanks for spending some time with us today. Subscribe, leave a comment, and wish Brian a happy birthday. And happy birthday, big guy.
Thanks. Love it.
All right. We'll see you next Sunday. And as always, you know what? Everyone, you guys keep showing up, keep laughing, and you keep your life in motion. And you have a great birthday weekend, Brian.
Thanks. Love you guys.
You did it. You made it through another episode of Life in Motion. That's 20 to 30 minutes you could have spent folding laundry, Googling your symptoms, or rearranging the 14 pill bottles on your nightstand. Instead, you hung out with Bryce and Brian. That's friendship. Or questionable time management. Either way, we're grateful. Be sure to follow the show, leave a review, or just yell, "I have Parkinson's and I'm fabulous," into your backyard. We'll hear you. Probably. New episodes drop regularly, unless we both forget. Until next time, keep laughing, keep shaking things up, and if you find our train of thought, please return it.